Hi, everybody. This is Chris Molanphy, host of Hit Parade, and welcome to Slate's Wednesday Night Live. This is our extra special Hit Parade trivia competition with some of my friends here at Slate. We're going to give them all some trivia challenges tonight, and then at the end of each round, they're going to turn the tables on me. So it's going to be a very exciting head-to-head competition. By sheer coincidence, our four contestants tonight all have names starting with D. So to quote the old hip hop song, we're throwing some D's on it tonight. And our first contestant for our Slate trivia is Dana Stevens. Dana is Slate's movie critic and co-host of the Slate Culture Gabfest. Dana, are you there?
I'm here and I'm ready.
All right. Thank you so much for agreeing to join us tonight. I heard you on the Culture Gabfest today talking about your anxiety about doing some trivia. So are you ready to give it a go?
I just have to say that I am the offspring. My father is a super trivia brain. He knows every Oscar that's been awarded in the history of the Oscars. He knows all the presidents and all the vice presidents in order. He's like a brain trivia guy, and I did not inherit that at all, nor do I know anything about pop. So I'm going to be the fall guy, but that's okay.
All right. Well, we're letting you take the first round. And if we can skip to the next slide, you'll see what your theme is. Your category for round one is 80s hits. So let's go to question one. What interrogative Latin-flavored Madonna song hit number one, but was left off her 1990 Immaculate Collection compilation? A, Express Yourself. B, Where's the Party? C, La Isla Bonita. Or D, Who's That Girl?
Okay. Well, I'm leaving out the two that are not interrogative in any way in their titles. Maybe that's a mistake. But because it's the song that I hear about less and would not have come to mind immediately, I'm going to go with B, Where's the Party?
I'm sorry. The correct answer was D, Who's That Girl? Though it topped the Hot 100 in the summer of 1987, this hit from the flop Madonna movie of the same name was left off of Madge's first greatest hits CD. It would not appear on a Madonna compilation until 2009. All right, 0 for 1. You went with a 50-50 on interrogative. That was very logical. Let's see how you do with question two. Are you ready for question two?
If I can't get a Gen X song, I'm completely screwed, but go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Question two. What song by a musician / TV star was number one on the Hot 100 when MTV launched this week in August 1981? A, Rick Springfield, Jesse's Girl. B, Dolly Parton, 9 to 5. C, Kim Carnes, Betty Davis Eyes. Or D, Christopher Cross, Arthur's Theme, Best That You Can Do.
That's brutal. Totally brutal. Because I happen to know that the movie was released in 1981 and I'm not sure about the rest of those, I am going to say Arthur's Theme, Christopher Cross, letter D.
I am sorry. The correct answer is A, Jesse's Girl. When it hit number one, Rick Springfield was starring as Dr. Noah Drake on General Hospital. He got more TV exposure from the soap opera than from MTV at first. When it launched on August 1st, 1981, the video channel didn't play Jesse's Girl in its first 24 hours. I'm so sorry, Dana. So you have one more chance to redeem yourself. Are you ready for question three, the final question in your round?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Question three. In which Talking Heads song, their only top 10 pop hit, does David Byrne declare, I'm an ordinary guy? A, Once in a Lifetime. B, And She Was. C, Burning Down the House. Or D, Road to Nowhere.
I don't even know. The trick is figuring out which one of these went to number one or went to the top 10. And I'm going to say D, Road to Nowhere.
I am so sorry.
I told you.
The correct answer is C, Burning Down the House. The lead single from Talking Heads' 1983 album, Speaking in Tongues album, peaked at number 9 on the Hot 100 in October 1983. Oh gosh, Dana, I'm so sorry.
I thought at least my test taking skills would give me one, but no. I mean, just like flipping a coin would have been better.
Well, thank you for being game. We really appreciate you joining us for this Hit Parade trivia competition.
Luckily, I have no investment in the outcome, so I'm happy to be the clown.
Well, now you get to hang back and watch your fellow contestants squirm and, root for your favorite, I guess.
And ask you my question when the time comes.
That's right. Yes, I apologize. It is time for you to get your revenge on me and turn the tables on me. Yes, how could I forget? Dana, I believe you have a question for me.
Yes, I will say I knew that I was going to bomb on answering questions, but I think I have a good question for you. I'm not saying it's unanswerable, but I'm proud of its construction because I learned something in researching it. So, because I'm the movie critic and I know a lot more about movies than music, I'm going to ask you a sort of movie-related question. And it has to do with the phenomenon of songs that have won the Best Original Song Oscar and also hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, right? Which is a pretty rare phenomenon for most of the years the Oscar has existed. It didn't happen at all until 1969 with Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head from Butch Cassidy. Right. The most recent time it happened, which I'm sure lots of listeners, even I could get this, is Star is Born, Shallow, right, in 2019. Sure. But this is about the 80s, the phenomenon in the 80s, which happened to be the best decade ever for this to happen, for something to hit the Billboard Top 100, #1 in the Hot 100 and also win an Oscar. Okay, that happened 7 out of the 10 years between 1980 and 1989. So my question for you, let me make sure that I have it phrased correctly. Actually, one of them was the song you just mentioned, Arthur's Theme. That won the double, both the Oscar and hitting #1. But my question is this. 2 of the songs that won Best Original Song in the 1980s were performed by the same artist. And both of these songs were hits in the top 5. Okay, so that's your background information.
Okay.
Who is that artist? What were the 2 songs? And which one of the 2 reached #1 in the Billboard Hot 100? Want me to read you the question again?
No, I think I've got it. So one went to #1 and one went top 5. Mm-hmm. Let's see. And and let me get this straight. They both went either top 5 or #1 in the 80s.
In the 80s, yeah, for the movie that they won the Oscar for Best Original Song. And I'm going to give you one other tiny hint, which is that they were not only both sung by the same person, but both co-written by the same person as well.
Okay. I think I know. I think the person who sang them is Irene Cara. And I think the songs are Fame, which won for 1980, and Flashdance, What a Feeling, which won for 1983.
That is correct. So which one of them hit #1?
Flashdance, What a Feeling hit #1.
Yep. Oh my God. Was that easy? Did you even experience a slight moment of challenge? Please.
I absolutely did. Actually, I had a moment of panic when I realized I was going to have to start running the Oscar winners through my head. And then when I hit on Irene Cara, I went, oh, right, she won for Fame. So then
I think she may be, you'd have to go through Oscar history for this, but I suspect that she must be the only vocalist who sung 2 songs that have won a Best Original Song Oscar. Maybe listeners.
That's a great question.
That's not true.
Because Barbara Streisand sang at least 1 and possibly 2. She sang The Way We Were and I think Evergreen from her version of A Star is Born. I think that won the Oscar. I would need to double check that. So it's possible there's been more than one. But
all right, it may be a 2 for Irene and Barbara. All right, still, I like my question.
It's an excellent question. Seriously, that was a really challenging question. And Dana, thank you for being on our Wednesday Night Live trivia.
It's a pleasure.
Okay. So now I think it's time for me to bring up contestant number 2, our second D, and that is Dan Kois. Dan Kois is an editor and co-host of Mom and Dad Are Fighting. And he came to play, apparently. Hi, Dan.
Motherfucker, I knew all 3 of Dana's questions. And I'm going to get like 50s doo-wop or some shit.
You're not getting 50s doo-wop. I can tell you that great. Now.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Dan. Cheers.
Pleasure to be on the show. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Cheers. And I should take a sip. I shouldn't toast and not take a sip.
Yeah, don't toast and not take a sip. That's bad luck for me.
That's bad luck for both of us. All right, let's reveal your category, which is hip hop. All right, and here is question 1. What wild, funky performer scored the first #1 album by a rap soloist? A. LL Cool J, B. Tone Loc, C. MC Hammer, or D. Vanilla Ice?
It's a great question. All four of those guys were both wild and funky. That you put those in quotes suggests that they are related, that is a name that one of them gave himself. Let's see. #1 albums by rap soloists. I know that it took a while for albums to peak on the charts. So I'm going to go with C, MC Hammer.
I'm sorry. The correct answer is B, Tone Loc. When his album Loked After Dark, containing the hits Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina, topped the chart in April 1989, it became only the second rap LP ever to hit #1 and the first by a solo rapper after the Beastie Boys' Licensed to Ill in 1987.
Should have thought about the singles. You got
that. That was the hint. The hint.
Yep.
All right. 0 for 1. Let's see if you can redeem yourself on question 2. Shall we go to question 2?
Yeah.
How Do You Want It became Tupac's only #1 single in 1996. But what was its much better known B-side? A. Keep Your Head Up. B. Dear Mama. C. California Love. Or D. Changes.
This is also tough because I would have guessed, not knowing that both California Love and Changes were both #1 singles. So I feel strongly it's got to be one of those, but I'm probably even wrong about that. I'm going to go with Changes, D.
I am sorry. The correct answer was indeed C, California Love.
So
Tupac's
close.
lead-off track on Death Row Records was out for months and a radio hit before it was finally issued on a CD single with How Do You Want It. The so-called two-sided hit topped the Hot 100, but How was track 1 and thus the A-side. Oh man, you were so close. I really thought you had it.
So close.
All right. We got one more in this category.
I got this one in the bag.
All right, here we go. Question 3. What Missy Elliott hit couldn't reverse places with Eminem's Lose Yourself and spent 10 weeks stuck at #2 on the Hot 100? A. Work It. B. Get Your Freak On. C. The Rain, Supa Dupa Fly. Or D. Hot Boys.
The answer to this, obviously, is America's greatest and most problematic karaoke song, A. Work It.
That is correct. The correct answer is A, Work It. Missy's biggest hit, in which she, quote, put her thang down, flipped it, and reversed it.
Is your affirmative when yet?
Yep, exactly. Holds the Hot 100 record for most weeks at #2 without reaching #1. It's tied, by the way, with another 10-week #2, Foreigner's 1981 hit, Waiting for a Girl Like You, which got stuck behind Olivia Newton-John's Physical. All right, Dan, you got one. Excellent. Pulled it out at the end.
Well, I know.
And now
very
it's
upset
time.
with myself, but let's see. Let's see if I can beat anyone.
All right. Well, and before we get to that, you get to have your revenge on me and ask me a question.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is, I believe I actually have a slide for you. This is about the beloved tradition of pop artists recording classical crossover albums that fulfill their dreams of being classical composers and or performers. So the question is, Chris Molanphy, please match the pop or rock artist to the title of their top 10 album on the Billboard classical charts. The 5 artists are 1, Billy Joel, 2, Elvis Costello, 3, Paul McCartney, 4, Sting, and 5, Michael Bolton. The titles of the 5 albums are A, Fantasies and Delusions, B, My Secret Passion, The Arias, C, Songs from the Labyrinth, D, Standing Stone, and E, Il Sogno.
Wow. Okay. One of these I can knock off immediately because, as Hit Parade listeners know, in April I did an episode about Billy Joel. And I happen to know, and I talked about in the episode, that his classical album was A, Fantasies and Delusions. I happen to know that 3, Paul McCartney did D, Standing Stone. So that's 2. I'm pretty sure that 5, Michael Bolton, because this is such a Michael Bolton title, did B, My Secret Passion, the arias. And that leaves Elvis Costello and Sting. I can't tie Il Sogno to anybody, but I'm pretty sure that Sting did C, Songs from the Labyrinth, which means by process of elimination, Elvis Costello did E, Il Sogno.
Motherfucker, you got it right.
Yay!
That is correct. Michael Bolton did do the very Bolton-esque My Secret Passion, the arias. One of Elvis Costello's 3 classical tinged albums is Il Sogno. His first was, of course, the Juliet Letters, which he did with the Brodsky Quartet. One of Paul McCartney's 3 classical albums was Standing Stone. I did not ask you about the obvious one, the Liverpool Oratorio.
Oratorio, yes.
Sting did indeed do Songs from the Labyrinth, and Billy Joel, of course, did Fantasies and Delusions. My favorite thing about that album is, of course, that up in the upper left-hand corner of the album cover, it says Joel Opus 1 through 10. Just the beginning of his long and prosperous classical career to be studied by historians for decades to come.
Yes. 19 years later, it's still his only classical album.
That's right. Still Opus 1 through 10 with no further opi following. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Dan. That was fantastic. That was a seriously excellent question. And I appreciate the visual aid as well. All right. We're going to move on to contestant number 3. Let's see if she can do better than Dan. And contestant 3 is Danielle Hewitt, who is a producer for What Next, Slate's daily news show, and an old friend of Hit Parade because she helped us out with many an episode. Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Chris. Happy to be on the other end of a trivia segment.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you. All right. So are you ready to take this on?
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Let's see what your category is. Your category is alternative rock. All right. And let's move to question 1. Which of these moody UK alt-rock bands was the first to score a US top 40 hit in 1985 with People Are People? A, New Order. B, The Smiths. C, The Cure. Or D, Depeche Mode?
Okay, I'm going to be extremely honest, and I have no idea. I'm truly going to guess, and I've heard that C is always the best answer, so I'm going to say C, The Cure.
I'm sorry. The correct answer was D, Depeche Mode. Their People Are People reached number 13 on the Hot 100 in August 1985, 2 years before New Order cracked the US top 40 with True Faith, and The Cure broke through with Just Like Heaven. The Smiths never scored an American top 40 hit. All right, tough one, 0 for 1. Let's see how you do with question number 2. Ready for 2?
Let's do it.
All right. REM scored 4 top 10 pop hits, but which was their biggest? Which was their biggest, peaking at number 4 on the Hot 100 in 1991? A, The One I Love. B, Stand. C, Losing My Religion. Or D, Shiny Happy People?
I'm going to say C again, Losing My Religion.
And that is correct. The correct answer is C, Losing My Religion. The One I Love hit number 9 in 1987. Stand reached number 6 in 1989. And in 1991, Shiny Happy People, the follow-up to Losing My Religion, hit number 10. Excellent. You're 1 for 2. Ready for question 3?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. What 1995 album was the top-selling rock CD of the 90s, going 16 times platinum, and later became a Broadway musical? A, Hootie and the Blowfish, Cracked Rear View. B, No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom. C, Jewel, Pieces of You. Or D, Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill?
Okay, this is like the exact intersection of my interests.
Oh, good.
I'm going to regret saying that if I got this wrong, but I think it's D, Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill.
That is correct. The correct answer is D, Jagged Little Pill. All 4 albums went diamond for 10 million or more in sales, and the Hootie album eventually equaled Alanis' 16 times platinum sales, but only Jagged Little Pill was turned into a musical, which reached Broadway in 2019. Fantastic. You are our leader so far. 2 for 3. Well
did
done.
not expect that.
So I understand now you have a question for me.
Yeah, all right. This is also having to do with alternative rock. Okay. So the week of February 3rd, 2007, the rock band Fall Out Boy enjoyed its highest ever position on the Billboard Hot 100. Which Fall Out Boy single sat at number 2 on the chart, just behind Beyonce's Irreplaceable at number 1? A, Sugar We're Going Down. B, Thanks for the Memories. C, Dance Dance. Or D, This Ain't a Seam, It's an Arms Race.
Counterintuitively, because I don't think it was a big radio hit, but I think it sold really well. Their biggest peaking hit, the number 2 hit, was D, This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race.
Yeah, you're right. That's crazy that you got that right. I truly did not think. Anyway, yeah. So the answer is D. Of all of those songs made it to the top 10, except for Thanks for the Memories, which peaked at number 11, which is wild.
Which is wild. I love that song.
Yeah, it's like the one that everyone remembers next to like Dance Dance. And Sugar. Actually, they're all pretty memorable, but Thanks for the Memories is
the least memorable one is the one that peaked at number 2.
Yeah, like I know that song, but like I would not expect a casual Fall Out Boy fan to know that song.
So, wow, that was a great question. Thank you, Danielle. Stick around because so far you are the points leader among our contestants. So you're almost definitely, I think there's no question that you're definitely going to our bonus round. So
crazy.
Hang loose because there's more to come. All right. And that brings our 4th and final contestant into the arena. And that is Derek Johnson, who is a designer at Slate. Derek, are you there? I can't hear Derek.
How about now?
Now I can hear Derek. Hi, Derek. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. Sorry, I had the mute on. Here we go.
That's quite all right. All right. Let's see what your category is. Dance and disco. All right. And let's move right into question number 1. What electro disco song, a number 6 hit in 1977, made Brian Eno say, "I've heard the future" to David Bowie? A, Kraftwerk, Trans Europe Express. B, Donna Summer, I Feel Love. C, M, Pop Music. Or D, Gary Newman, Cars.
I'm gonna go with Kraftwerk on this one. Kraftwerk. A, final answer.
I'm sorry. The correct answer is B, I Feel Love. The Donna Summer single, co-written with producers Giorgio Moroder and Pete Bellotti, was the first chart hit with all synthesized instrumentation. Brian Eno called it a watershed that would, quote, change the sound of club music, which it did. All right, 0 for 1. Let's see how you do with question 2. Are you ready for question 2?
I think so.
All right, here we go. Which Bee Gees song was on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, but hit number 1 in 1976, a year before the film? A, You Should Be Dancing. B, How Deep Is Your Love? C, Stayin' Alive. Or D, Night Fever?
Okay, I'm going to take a guess here. I know all 4 songs. Let's say Night Fever, D.
I'm sorry. The correct answer is A, You Should Be Dancing. John Travolta's Tony Manero does indeed dance to this chart topper in the movie, but it was from the Bee Gees' prior album, Children of the World. The other 3 tracks made their debut on the Fever soundtrack, and all of them hit number 1. All right, we've got one more for you, chance to redeem it and maybe go to the final round. Are you ready for question 3?
No, but let's go.
All right, cool. What number 1 dance song, the top Hot 100 hit of 1999, popularized ostentatious autotune on pop vocals? A, Britney Spears, Baby One More Time. B, Faith Hill, The Way You Love Me. C, Cher, Believe. Or D, Jennifer Lopez, If You Had My Love.
Okay, this one I know. It's Share Believe for sure. Letter C.
That is correct. The correct answer is C, Believe. Producer Mark Taylor's pioneering use of autotune to make Cher sound robotic, she told her label, "Remove It Over My Dead Body," was imitated across pop, rap, and even country. Faith Hill's top 10 hit The Way You Love Me also included autotune in its chorus. All right, so you got 1 out of 3 right, which ties you with Dan. We're going to have to do a tiebreaker round to see who goes on to the final category.
Okay.
But before we do that, I think you have a turning the table question for me.
I do. How are you on your Wu-Tang these days?
Oh, man. Depends. It really depends, but okay.
Okay. Here we go. Of the following 4 foundational solo albums by members of the Wu-Tang Clan, which charted the highest on the Billboard 200 album chart? Is it A, Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Links? B, Ghostface Killer, Iron Man? C, GZA, Liquid Swords? Or is it D, Old Dirty Bastard, Return to the 36 Chambers? Which one charted the highest on Billboard 200?
See, the hard part is I'm pretty sure none of those hit number 1. So I've got to now figure out which one went the highest. GZA, and you didn't ask for Method Man. I was looking for Method Man, hoping that, because I'm pretty sure he went to like number 2 with his album. I think I may be stumped on this one. I know. I'm going to go with Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Links.
That is incorrect, Chris. I feel so good right now. Okay.
Yeah.
The answer is B, Iron Man by Ghostface Killer, which peaked at number 2 in 1996. Fun fact, the other 3 albums all came out in 95. This year, their 25th anniversary. It's like, this is a super nerdy question for me because I'm like super, into Wu-Tang, and it's like it's a big year. So the other 3 came out in 95. Raekwon peaked at number 4, ODB peaked at number 7, and the GZA peaked at number 9. Iron Man was at number 2.
All right, you stumped me. Well done. So I got my comeuppance finally. Thank you.
No problem.
I deserve that.
You were close.
I was close. I got the second highest. So,
yeah.
All right. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, we need to do a tiebreaker now.
Yeah, we need to do a tiebreaker.
Yeah, we do. To see who goes on to the bonus round.
Hey, Derek.
How you doing, Dan? Nice hat.
So I'm pulling up my if I can find them. Hang on just one second. We did prepare for this eventuality.
Derek, my feeling is we both got fucked on categories.
We did.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I knew all of Dana's and I knew all of Danielle's.
I knew all of yours.
Yeah. It's almost like they planned it this way.
It's almost like that. You would think that. All right, so here's our tiebreaker question. And the good news is you guys don't have to like buzz in or answer faster because basically it's going to be whoever comes the closest. So here we go. This is the question. As close as possible, and including skits and bonus tracks, how many tracks are on Lauryn Hill's 1998 album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill? Either one of you can answer first.
I'll answer first. I'm going to answer 18.
Okay. Derek?
How many skits were on the album?
No, how many tracks? How many total tracks?
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the whole question. The entire thing.
Yes.
No, I mean, how many skits? How many skits on the album, Derek?
15.
The winner is Derek because the correct answer is 16. He got one closer. Interestingly, there's only one skit that's given its own track on the album, which is the intro, and all the other skits are woven into the tracks.
Yeah,
so
that's what got me. I forgot that every other skit is just the last minute and 45 seconds of every fucking song.
Exactly. So, Derek, you not only stumped me, you go on to our bonus round. So congratulations.
He earned it. I couldn't stump Chris, Derek.
All right. So now this is exciting. We're going to go on to our head-to-head bonus round. And I think we need to bring back Danielle, who was our 2-question winner. Danielle, are you there? And there she is. Hi. All right. Rock on. So now, I think for this, correct me if I'm wrong, Faith and Asha, we need a buzzer noise from one of you. So that can be whatever you like. Whoever answers first can get the question, or if you miss it, the other person can steal. And like before, the round has 3 questions. And why don't we see what the category is? The final round category is simply called Chart Pourri in homage to Jeopardy. It's just general chart nerdy questions. So here we go. Here comes question 1. Please buzz in. The Beatles hold the record for most Hot 100 number 1 hits with 20. Who is second, scoring a 19th number 1 hit just last year? A, Rihanna, B, Mariah Carey, C, Beyonce, or D, Drake?
Buzz.
Okay, Derek, what do you got?
Is it Drake?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh.
Danielle, do you want to steal?
Yeah, I'm going to say Mariah Carey.
That is correct. And I'm sorry, I have an answer here for you. The correct answer is Mariah Carey. She scored her first number 1 on the Hot 100 in 1990 with Vision of Love, and her 19th to date last December with All I Want for Christmas Is You. Of the other 3 choices, Rihanna has the most chart toppers with 14. All right, 1 for Danielle. Let's move on to question 2. Here we go. What album sold the most copies in a week, debuting atop the Billboard album chart with 3.38 million in sales? A, Adele, 25. B, Taylor Swift, 1989. C, NSYNC, No Strings Attached. Or D, Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again. Oh no! That question just got revealed. Oh no. Okay. Not sure what we do right now. So let's okay. I guess now that we've revealed what the answer is, shall I read the full answer?
Sure.
Okay. All right, I'm going to read the full answer. The correct answer was A, 25. When it opened in November 2015 to more than 3 million in its first week, Adele's third album beat a record held for 15 years by the boy band NSYNC, whose 2000 album had sold 2.4 million in its first week. The Swift and Spears albums each opened to approximately 1.3 million. All right, nobody gets that one. So this is interesting. Because of our little accident, we're going to go to question 3. We'll see who gets it. If we wind up in a tie, I actually have more tiebreaker questions, so we can actually solve this conundrum. So why don't we move on to question 3?
Okay.
What artist built a 30-year streak of U.S. top 40 hits, scoring at least 1 every year between 1970 and 1999? A, Paul McCartney. B, Elton John. C, Diana Ross. Or D, Michael Jackson?
Okay, I'm gonna buzz in.
Okay,
say Michael
Danielle.
Jackson.
Do I have a
D,
sound?
Michael Jackson.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Derek, you can steal.
I'm gonna go Paul McCartney. A.
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. The correct answer is B, Elton John. Starting with 1970s, your song, the Joe DiMaggio of the Hot 100, had at least 1 single in the top 40 at least 1 week of each year through 1999, when his LeAnn Rimes duet, Written in the Stars, reached number 29. I think that makes our ultimate winner with 1 out of our 3 questions, notwithstanding our accident, Danielle Hewitt. Danielle, congratulations.
I'm shocked.
You're both winners because, of course, Derek was the only one who stumped me. So I think you guys both walk away with a serious moral victory here tonight.
Yeah, shared bragging rights, I think.
Indeed,
I think that's right.
I'm truly shocked that I beat Derek. I really thought he was going to creep me.
I'm sorry about the tough categories. You guys were really game. I'd like to thank both of you. I'd like to thank Dana and Dan as well, who brought their A game as well. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to this special trivia edition of Hit Parade. Dan is buzzing in the comments right now. So thank you, everybody. And for Wednesday Night Live Slate, I'm Chris Molanphy. And as we say on Hit Parade, keep on marching on the one.